Hello guys, welcome back to week 2 of your Sunday Reset Challenge. Week 2 is all going to be about slowing down, about reconnecting and just taking a little bit of time to be still. So we're going to be working with a more restorative yin focused practice. So it means we're going to be holding poses for a lot longer than we would in a vinyasa flow, an ashtanga flow, and we really get time to settle in. And it almost becomes this kind of moving meditation. So don't worry if you find it hard. Don't worry if your brain is moving at 100 miles an hour throughout the practice. That might just mean you need and prefer a faster practice, or it could mean that you just have quite a lot of the stress hormone running through your body right now. And so it's one of those things that you're going to have to sit with, and you're going to have to try and reduce that hormone for it to get easier. And the easiest way to do that is through the breath. Focusing on your exhalation, focusing on breath work is going to really help you here if you have a busy, overactive mind, because it's going to bring all that energy back down into your body and help to reduce a little bit of that tension. So because it's a slower practice, I invite you to get really, really cozy. So fluffy socks, even in your pajamas, whatever you need here. You can use a blanket with you over the top of your body and use cushions, props, anything you need just to really enjoy it and make it a little bit more nourishing. We don't need any props for this practice, but of course, as always, if you'd like to use them, grab some. And because it's going to be slower, it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway, perhaps use a slightly slower, more chilled, tranquil playlist instead of anything that's going to kind of keep that energy up. Make this time to be a little bit sleepy and a little bit more chilled for you. So we're going to get straight into it. And you're going to bring the soles of the feet together into your butterfly. Again, as always, as I always say, you can bring those blocks underneath your knees or underneath your legs for a little bit of extra comfort. Or if you want to feel that gravity pulling these down, then leave it clear underneath. And then come all the way down onto your back. Hand to heart, hand to belly, or just both your hands on your stomach. Slowing everything down. And our mantra for this morning is I return to stillness. I return to stillness. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale to drop, to soften. I return to stillness. We're going to work with a breath count of 6 today. So inhaling and exhaling for 6 counts. Try not to use your entire breath up in the first 3 counts. So when I say inhale, don't just go, and then you've still got 4 other counts you've got to hold on to. Try keep it soft, try keep it steady. If you feel like you can't quite reach the whole 6, that's fine. But just hold the breath, work a little bit on breath retention instead. So together, let's begin to breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time here, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly just extend the legs, slide them out long. And bring your left knee all the way into chest, hugging the knee in. You can keep it still, Or begin to draw circles with this knee, just rolling it in closer towards the body, and then a little bit more further away. Bring it back to stillness. And then just bring your right hand all the way onto your right hip, pressing that hip down. And this is just going to be a little reminder to keep this thigh, keep this hip on the ground. Keep holding onto your left knee with your left hand and just draw the knee open. So moving the knee a little bit more towards the armpit, opening up that hip. The option is to hold it here. Remember, we're going to be holding these poses for a little bit longer than before. So make sure you find a position that we can stay in. Or if you want to take a half happy baby, we reach this hand all the way towards the side of our foot and then bend the knee and just bring the foot up towards the ceiling. The knee is bent and then we're pushing the foot up. So it's a real contrast between the two. And this is where that reminder about that right hip comes in. We're pulling that hip also down to the ground. Make sure the head and the shoulders are relaxed. And come back to your breath. All the way in. All the way out. Breathing in for your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just one more on your own. Slowly release, just bending the knee, draw the knee back into the chest, and then let this left knee drop all the way across the body over to the right side. Cactus your arms or bring them into a big T shape if you've got space and look over your left shoulder. Try keep the shoulders pulling down. If you feel like this left knee is hovering, that's when we can bring a cushion or a block underneath the knee instead. And don't forget that breath. I won't count the entire way through the practice. I'll give you some space for silence, for stillness. But if your brain is trying to stay busy, using counting can be a really nice way just to bring it into the practice. Perfect. Let's just begin to roll back to center. Extending your left leg long. Try not to drop my tea. And then begin to draw that right knee now in towards the chest. Squeezing the knee in, or you can take those circles. Rolling clockwise, rolling anti-clockwise. And then we'll come into that happy baby. So either drawing the right knee towards the right armpit, opening the hip up, left hand on that left hip, remember, or bending the knee, bringing the hand to the outside edge of your foot, shoulders pulling down, foot is pulling up, hip is open, breathing soft and steady. And just noticing where your mind wants to go. Where is it taking you off to? Where is it pulling you away? Final breath. And then just beginning to bend that knee all the way back into the chest. Maybe squeeze it or wiggle it before dropping it all the way over to this left side. Reach the arms out long or cactus them if you're short on space, and look over your right shoulder. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale to drop. Just 3 more here. And then slowly rolling back to center. This time bring both knees in towards the chest. Scrunch the head up towards the kneecaps. Make yourself really, really small. Then just take a little rock from side to side. Nothing too dramatic. Don't go over like dominoes. But just weight over slightly to the right and then over slightly to the left. And then we're going to make our way up through to seated. So if you prefer, you can rock forwards and back a couple of times and just massage out the spine, or come straight up to your seated position. You're just going to sit up tall at the top of your mat, shoulders relaxed. I'm just going to turn to face you so you can see. Rest your hands on your knees or in your thighs. Rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. And then just close down those eyes. Give the jaw a bit of a wiggle. And drop your left ear to left shoulder. Make sure we're not scrunching the body up to meet the shoulders. Keep them pulling down. And keep your head on this little tilt, on the slant. And just begin to tilt and drop the head down towards the ground. And then tilt it up towards the ceiling. Tilting down towards the ground. And then up towards the ceiling. Back to neutral. Bring your chin to chest. And then swap it over. Right ear to right shoulder. Hold it here just for a moment. And then keeping it on that slant, tilt down. And tilt up. Tilt down. And up. Last time down. And up. Lift the chin up towards the ceiling. And then bring chin to chest. Bring your hands onto the knees if they're not there already. As we tilt the chin up to the ceiling, we're going to pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. Then as we exhale, bring chin to chest, scrunch the shoulders up to the ears, round through your spine. Inhale, the shoulders pull back, lift up. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Begin to release. Extend your left leg out long and just pull the right foot in towards your thigh. So you can turn to the long edge of the mat or you can stay at the top, whatever feels better. And then just slide your left hand down towards the foot or the ankle or the knee and keep your right hand just on that right thigh, just a gentle little push. Relax the shoulders and just imagine all that connective tissue through the ribs, through your obliques, through the side of the body. Feel it slowly, slowly stretching like an elastic band. Carefully and controlled. Just bring in a little bit of life, a bit of space into this area. Just one more breath like this. And then just turn so your body's directly over the left leg and begin to walk your hands forward, coming down to wherever feels right. If you feel like you're really rounding here or you're not folding particularly far, we can bend this left knee a little bit, and you can bring a cushion or a block under the knee just to help hold it here. And this will help us to fold from the hips and keep the spine long. Instead of when the leg's straight, we kind of overstrain and round a little bit, and that's not going to do anything for us. I'm not here for quite as long as some of the other poses. But just notice how that sensation's moved now from the ribs to our lower back and around the hips maybe. Maybe you can feel it in that left hamstring. Everyone's going to feel it a bit differently, so I'm giving you a few different options here. Final breath. And then just begin to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Twist, twist, twist all the way towards that right knee. And then bring your left hand onto your right knee and look over that back shoulder. Breathing in and out. On that exhale, just see if we can twist a tiny bit further. And then bring it all the way back to center. Nothing crazy, just swap inside. So extending that right leg, left foot comes into the thigh. Sliding the right hand towards the foot, your ankle or your knee. Left hand just pressing down ever so slightly on that left leg. And then once you're in the position, remind yourself to drop, to soften, to relax. Again, draw your attention all the way to the ribs, to that feeling through the ribs, through the side of our body. What can we feel? And just one more breath. And then twisting all the way over your right leg and folding down here. This side might be a little bit tighter than the other. For me, my right side's always tighter. As you can see, I can't quite get my left elbow down here. So for me, I'm just going to stay up a little bit taller today. Don't be afraid to adjust, to listen to your body. We don't have to be absolutely perfect and symmetrical in our yoga practice. So many things are going to affect all those different components and parts. Let's just take one more breath. And then as we exhale, reach the arms up, twist, 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 all the way towards that left knee, right hand on the knee, looking over your left shoulder, growing tall as we inhale, twisting on your exhale. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. And then bringing it all the way back to center. Cross those legs or come into any seated position that feels nice for you. Rest your hands just on your knees, sit up nice and tall. Now with your eyes closed, I want you to see if you can begin to look up towards your eyebrows. It might be a little bit of a strain at first, so practice it in small little doses, but if it feels good, if you feel like you can hold it, hold that focus there. Just bring the focus back to your breath. Feel the air travelling in through the nose and all the way back out. Set yourself that challenge just to sit in stillness. Just to pause. If you have time now, I'd recommend going and taking an extended shavasana. Perhaps it's a meditation. But if it's time for you to move on with the rest of your day, begin to draw our hands together, rubbing the palms, creating some heat, some energy through your hands. Then bring your palms all the way over your eyes. Together, let's breathe in through the nose and hold it at the top. And then let it go. Drop your palms, blink those eyes open, bring our hands back to our heart space. Just take a moment of gratitude for yourself, finding stillness, whether you found it easy or hard, and gratitude for moving past that week 2 of our practice. So much love, so much light, so much gratitude. We bow and simply say, Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next week for an Ashtanga flow.